What's up guys, my name is ChiefDoogin, and this is my first video ever actually. And this video is going to be about picking a realm and a character in World of Warcraft. This video is intended for the complete new player. We've got a new expansion coming out in 2 months, so this is the perfect time for a new player to get involved in the game, because you can catch up really quickly and learn the fundamentals before the end game really develops. You may not know what that means, but that's okay. So we're going to discuss realms and races in this video, with more videos to follow. So when you first log in, you're either going to see one of two screens. You might be on a screen like this, or a screen like this. Pretty rarely do you go straight to the create a character screen, but if you are on the screen, make sure you go back, because the first thing you are going to want to do is to pick your realm. So you're just going to go up here to the upper right, click on Change Realm, and you'll see a realm list. Yes, there are a lot of them. Now, picking the right server is pretty simple. The first thing you're going to want to do is, if you have any friends that played the game, figure out what server they're on. So if you have a lot of friends that are on Airy Peak that have been playing for a while and you're new, you want to make sure you pick Airy Peak as your server. Otherwise, it does not matter. Typically medium-high to population is good, but it really doesn't matter that much. The main thing that you want to pick the realm by is like what you want your experience to be. And what I mean by that is the type. And if you hover over type, it explains what each of these are. Normal is also known as PvE, which is player versus environment. And that just means there's no chance of you being killed by another player. You can enable that in the settings if you want to do a little bit of player versus player PvP on that realm. But that just means, like, if you want to get your quests done in peace and not have to worry about getting ganked, you know, make sure you pick normal. PvP is player versus player. And what that means is, outside of safe zones, if you're questing, someone of the opposing faction will be able to engage in combat with you and try to kill you. So that could be a little frustrating for the new player trying to just get some quests done. But at the same time, if that sounds like something you'd want to do, hey, I'm going to go kill some low-level dudes. Oh, there's a guy over there doing the same quest I'm doing. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to take him out. Then, if that sounds like your jam, PvP, player versus player server is the way to go. Other than that, we have RP and RP PvP. RP means role-playing, and it just basically means, like, you get into role-playing your character. You really, like, want to be your character. It's like some of the hardcore Dungeons & Dragons people do. I've never done it, but I know it can be fun. And RP PvP is just the same thing, but with PvP enabled, just like with normal and PvP. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to select a Lightbringer, and we're going to go there. Alright, now we're here, and if it doesn't automatically jump you to the character creation, go ahead and click Create New Character. And here is the Create Your Character menu. So let's go over the first most important thing when you're selecting a character. The first thing is the faction. If you are playing with friends and they are on the Horde faction, you need to pick Horde, because Alliance and Horde cannot work together. They don't have to fight each other, but like a human will not be able to be in a group with an orc and heal them or anything kind of like that. So there's no support between the Alliance and the Horde. There's no good guy versus bad guy in this game in terms of players. So like a lot of people would assume that the Horde is evil just because they're kind of monstrous and they're red and all their buildings are spiky. But they're actually really good people. You know, it's just like it's like an actual world. There are great people in each class and each race. The current villain is an orc, but it's kind of the first like true orc villain we've actually had in a while. So it's kind of cool. But orcs do not follow that villain. The orcs are trying to kill him right now as we speak. So it's cool. The next thing you're going to decide is, what race do you want to be? Now, certain races can only be certain classes. As you can see, there's a couple grayed out, so just make sure if you have a class and race in mind at the end of these videos, you just keep in mind those limitations. And the first thing I want to go over when picking a race, these original 8 races right here, the human, dwarf, night elf, gnome, orc, undead, tauren, and troll, I'm sure you can tell, graphically they're not really that impressive, right? you know, the hair doesn't look good. It's just, you know, there's only a few pixels for the eyes. It's just really bland. Whereas when you look at the pandas, I mean, they are capable of full facial expressions. You know, they could squint their eyes, their mouths widen. You know, it's almost like kind of Pixar level quality stuff. And the reason is these 5 races came out later from the original release, whereas these original 8 came out at the start of the game. So the Draenei were the next. These were the original. The Draenei and the Blood Elves were the next. And so graphically they look a little bit better, but not much. No more facial expression there. And then the Worgen, which are the werewolves, and the goblins, as you can tell, they have very, very good graphical detail. Fully facial expression capable, all of that. Now, the cool thing to note here is these original 10 and the new expansion, they are getting revamped. They are completely redesigning them from the ground up to be on par, if not better than the Pandaren, which is something I'm really excited about. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you really don't like the way that the dwarf looks, because or the Tauren is a great example. Graphically, they just don't really look that good. The Taurens, the new ones, they look pretty amazing. So just keep that in mind. Don't let the graphics kind of like throw you off. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to be going over a quick, like, I'm going to try and keep it brief, but we're going to go over each race and a quick little background of their starting areas and their lore, like their background, lore, story, whatever. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe and comment. I'm very laid back, so any criticisms, feedback, anything, you know, nothing's going to offend me, guys. So just, you know, let me have it, because I really just want to make sure that everything's cool and positive and friendly to the new players. And if you're a veteran that thinks in the next video I can do something a little bit better for maybe helping a noob that you want to get involved in the game, be sure to let me know. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.